Hello everyone, my name is Fraeya and welcome to my broom closet. Today we're going to be covering practices that are super subtle for even when you can't light candles or incense. Before I start my list of 15 practices, I just want to mention this important note. Firstly, I encourage all young dependent witches to respect their guardian's wishes, especially if they've been specifically told not to practice witchcraft. This is especially for witches who live with families who are particularly fearful of attracting bad spirits, bad energy, negativity into the home. So if you are unable to practice witchcraft because you've been told not to, please use this time to do research, or if you still want to practice, please find another place outside of your home, like outside or at a friend's house. This channel is not about trying to encourage people to go against their parents' wishes and things like that. This doesn't apply as much to adult witches living in their own homes, but please be mindful of your partner's feelings or wishes about witchcraft or anyone that you share your home with. If you need any links to any of the things that I say in this video, please visit the description, everything will be there. Let's get into the video. The first thing that I want to cover is research. Please research as much as possible. This will help you so much in the long run. On the subreddit I created, r/broomclosetwitch, I have so many resources for you. You can visit the free ebooks. There's a huge list of free ebooks available to you, and also the useful links. They're all sorted into categories: broom closet links, sites and articles, witchy retailers, subreddits, apps, and Instagram profiles. The second point I want to cover is meditation and visualization. I cannot stress how important these are to your practice and manifesting anything. These are really basic practices that most witches will first learn. Meditation is required because it's important to ground yourself and to center yourself. Being grounded is important because it allows you to gather enough energy for a spell or a divination reading. Visualization, like I said, is important for manifesting our goals. It's important that we have a clear image or a clear idea of what we want. The reason why I suggest these practices is because they are totally free and there is nothing to hide, because no one can read your mind. The third thing I want to cover in this video is shower and bath rituals. They are a super subtle way to ground yourself and to cleanse yourself of negativity. There are a ton of rituals you can do, which I have linked in the description for you. So what I do personally is, once I step into the shower, I do a short grounding exercise, feeling how the water is on my body. It makes me realize I'm in the present, here and now. Then I will grab shampoo and charge it with my intent. This can be anything, but mostly just to get rid of negativity or anxiety or nervousness that I've experienced since I last showered. As I lather up the shampoo in my hair, I just imagine that all the negativity is getting trapped in the bubbles, and then as I wash my hair out, all that negativity, I visualize it being washed down the drain. Then I grab some conditioner and charge it with intent. Again, this can be almost anything, but unlike the shampoo that I was charging with intent to banish, with the conditioner I charge it with intent to manifest. All my shower rituals are just simple grounding, cleansing, and then charging rituals. All that these require are just a little bit of meditation and visualization. That is it. In the description, I've linked some blog posts on shower rituals and bath rituals, and I've also linked a list of ingredients for your bath rituals. Number 4 is sigils. Sigils are awesome because they are so versatile and easy to use. If you don't know what sigils are, basically they are just magical symbols that you charge with intent. If you have no idea what sigils are, please visit runesoup.com, the ultimate magic sigil guide. Again, that will be linked in the description. So sigils are great because you can just write them on a piece of paper and hide that almost anywhere, in your phone case, in a candy wrapper, on a keychain, things like that. And it doesn't even have to be written on a piece of paper. You can draw sigils on yourself with cream or with makeup before you rub it in. You can draw sigils on the wall with soap in the shower, and then you can just simply wash it away with water afterwards. You can also sneakily incorporate them into art projects. So say you have a project at school, you can really sneakily incorporate pretty sigils into your artwork and no one will know. And also you can draw them on pancakes with syrup. This is a really good subtle way because to anyone else it just looks like you're covering your pancakes with syrup. There are lots of other ways which I will link in the description to give you some ideas. The 5th thing I want to talk about is I really recommend investing in a lockbox or a safe. There are quite cheap generic ones on Amazon. The reason why I suggest this is because it's important to truly have a space of your own, no matter how small. So this suggestion is for witches who truly have no privacy, they have really nosy family, anything like that. You can acquire them quite cheaply on Amazon. I will show some products on screen and I will also link some items in the description below. In these lockboxes you can fit candles, preferably birthday cake candles, a small tarot deck, some dried herbs, a small jar of salt, a matchbox, small crystals, charms, mini incense, small pictures and notes, and anything else you can think of. I also recommend looking up Altoids tin altars. They will provide you with some good ideas on what you can put in your lockbox. You can also get lockboxes disguised as books. If you really splash out on quite an expensive one, you can get one that has real pages, so it looks like a real book. The next thing I want to talk about, which is kind of slightly related to the lockbox idea, is a wish box. These are just small decorative boxes that witches can put offerings in or to put words of intent in. You can use the aforementioned lockbox for this. Again, if you have no idea how to use witch boxes or what they even are, I will link some information in the description. The next thing I'm moving on to is kitchen witchery. Kitchen witchery can literally be as subtle as seasoning your food with salt and pepper. As long as something is done with intention, it can be used in your craft. What kitchen witchery is about is you work magic into the food and beverages that you make. If you really want to explore kitchen witchery further, I have linked some great resources in the description below for you. Okay, so the next thing, again slightly related to the last point, is tea. Brew tea with magical intention. This is really easy to do because you can just hop down to your local supermarket or grocery store and you can pick up teas with different herbs in them and then simply brew the tea and imbue it with your intention that you want. If you don't like tea or you don't want to brew tea, that's okay. You can just tear open the bags and use the herbs inside them. One tip I do have for brewing tea with magical intention is to stir clockwise to manifest something and anti-clockwise to banish something. A little extra tip for this is to draw sigils with honey in the bottom of your teacup. This is a really good way to add extra power and intent. The next thing on the list is houseplants. So houseplants are a lovely, subtle way to bring in grounding, healing, positive energies into the home. Houseplants also provide great excuses for things. They are a great excuse for keeping jars and bottles of water nearby to water them with, but in reality they're actually being used for moon water. You can put your magical crystals and stones in with the plant as decoration. You can also bury small items that need cleansing in the soil, and you can grow herbs that you can use for your kitchen witchery. Number 10 is knot magic, also known as cord magic. Knot magic is simply spell casting by tying knots in a cord or rope. It can also be done by untying knots, so it's a really good thing to use if you're afraid that you would need to undo a spell afterwards. You can use any sort of string for knot magic, which makes it really easy to incorporate into sewing, knitting or crochet. You can even do knot magic with your shoelaces. If you need more advice on how to use cord and knot magic, I've got some links in the description below. The next thing I want to talk about is cyber magic, also known as tech magic. Why do witches use traditional tools in the first place? Well, during the burning times when witches were persecuted for their practices, witches just simply used things that were everyday items and readily available to them. These are things like knives, also known as aphames, cauldrons, herbs, candles, things like that. But now that society has moved on and developed, these things can really stick out like sore thumbs. So why can't modern witches use modern tools? Well, they can, and this is known as techno-paganism or cyber magic. Examples of cyber magic are creating virtual altars and books of shadows, joining online covens, casting spells over video calls, divining using randomizers and rapid cyclers, scrying using a phone screen, writing spells in programming languages, and much, much more. If you need more information on techno-paganism and cyber magic, I have linked some websites below, as always. The next thing is to wear rings with intent. Your fingers hold different meanings and symbolism. Your dominant hand, or the one you write with, is often used to project energy. So wear rings on your dominant hand if you want to project energy. With your offhand, the hand that you don't write with, you receive energy, so this is really good for detecting things and picking up on things. Your index finger is associated with self-confidence, action, ambition, communication, and leadership. Your middle finger is associated with introspection and individuality. Wearing a ring on this hand can provide clearer vision about right and wrong. Your ring finger represents grace, love, and beauty. And your little finger is for artistic and creative character qualities like eloquence and the ability to persuade others. I've also provided a full article explaining the meanings of different rings on different fingers, and I will probably provide some visual guides in this video. The next thing is to wear clothes with intent. So there are loads of ways to incorporate magic into the clothes that you wear. You can choose the colour of your clothes purposefully and pick out colours that represent the sort of energies that you want to carry with you throughout the day. This can be done even more subtly with jewellery and hair ties and even shoelaces. Alternatively, you can choose a set of clothes that you only wear when you're practicing your craft. I've also picked up from tips from Tumblr, which include enchanting a necklace to help with communication, You can also put a spell on athletic wear or sportswear to make you perform better in sports. Charm your glasses or sunglasses with the power to find lost things. Or you could even charm your jackets with an I'm rubber your glue effect that deflects negative energies like a bouncy shield. I've also linked more ideas on outfit magic in the description. The next thing is to style your hair with intent. Our hair is an extension of ourselves. A lot of the way others perceive us is to do with our hair. There's a reason why in movies and pop culture you often see witches using other people's hair. So there are a lot of meanings and symbolism contained in hair. You can style your hair with intent, and you can also add ribbons and charms for extra intent. Again, this point was inspired by a Tumblr post, so I will just read a few points that post covered. Ponytails can represent motivation or youth. Braid crowns can represent glamour and confidence spells. Curls can be used for binding and curses. Waves can be used to honor the water element, and it also can help with emotional healing. And a Chinese staircase ponytail is really good for wish spells. You don't have to stick to this meaning and symbolism. Different hairstyles can mean different things to you. The whole point of this is to style your hair with intent. If you want waves because they make you more confident, then do it. And the final point is to enchant your makeup. Again, this was inspired by a Tumblr post, but I thought it was a really good idea. Basically, just go through your makeup bag and give each item an enchantment or glamour spell. So just some examples: you can enchant your cleanser to wash away all negativity. You can enchant your moisturizer to renew you and charge you with life and beauty. You can enchant your primer with a sheet of enchantment, just to add some magical intention to your whole makeup look. You can enchant your concealer to cloak you, to hide your mistakes or your blemishes. You can enchant your foundation to give you a great start to a day, or to just be a beginning step in a glamour spell. You can enchant your lipstick or lip gloss to make your words magical and to make yourself more desirable or to speak more clearly. And you can also enchant your mascara to expand your horizons or give you better sight. Again, I will link to the original Tumblr post that inspired that idea, and also some more information on enchanting makeup. There are so many subtle things that you can do that no one will ever suspect. A good one is to make a wish every time you adjust your necklace. So now what I do is every time I adjust my necklace, I just make a little wish in my head, and it's such a subtle way of just bringing some magical intention into your life. You can throw a penny into a fountain for good luck. That's a common one that everyone does. You can say affirmations in the mirror every morning or every evening. I am beautiful, I am confident, things like that. Another one is to open windows to get rid of stagnant energy and to invite fresh, clean air into the home. Another common one amongst witches is to carry an acorn with you for good luck. So those were 15 subtle practices to help you with your craft. I hope this video was helpful and made you realize that there are so many things you can do. There are also other things that I didn't even cover in this video that I might cover at a later date. Do you have any suggestions of what subtle practices you do in your craft? I would love to hear them in the comments below. If this helped you, please share with others and subscribe for more, because I will be making loads of videos. I hope you guys enjoyed. For more information on anything I've discussed in this video, check out the description for links to things, and also check out r/broomclosetwitch on Reddit. It has a huge wiki with loads of information and lots more detail on what I've covered in my videos. I hope you have a great day and blessed be.